Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure unboxing and review, we're going to be looking at the Transformers Legacy United. This is Voyager class animated universe Optimus Prime. So in this video, we're going to unbox him in a second, have a look at the entire contents of the packaging. We're going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes, help you decide how you want to display him. We're going to do some comparisons with this original version, I think, of this figure as well. And of course, we can bring in some of the other figures from the newer toy line and other figures from other toy lines, just to give you an idea of scale and size, and of course see how he displays with them all. So as you can see, loads to get through with this video. So as I'm popping all these back, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now please, because it really will help me out. So as I've already said on numerous occasions, I'm really liking the fact that Legacy United is indeed helping me learn more about other figures, and indeed helping me jump out of my comfort zone, which is of course Generation 1. This figure looks incredible. I really like the look of it. The packaging is stunning. The artwork on the side is, as always, and has been since the War for Cybertron trilogy, beautiful. Right, we've got the 40-year logo there. We can see he's going to take 25 steps to transform, and because he's in robot mode there, we've got the alternate mode on the front, the bust on that top part, and then the full figure there as well. Right, let's crack this guy open and have a look at him. So yeah, I find it easier, I'm going to jinx myself here, to take them out of the bottom. It just means you only have to cut one piece of tape and we can slide him out. Now this is interesting, he actually looks like he pretty much fills up the whole packaging, and what I mean by that is there's not a huge gap. There's a little bit of a gap underneath, but it's not too bad. We've got his instructions, we've got his giant axe, which looks fantastic, and that's pretty much about it. So what I need to do now, obviously, set him free from there, and then we can do some first impressions. So I've set him free from the packaging, and first impressions, exactly as I thought. He looks great. He looks nice, big, chunky, but robust and fully articulate at the same time. The head sculpt is lovely. It looks, again, although I didn't really much watch any of animated, I've seen a few of the trailers and I've seen a few clips with him in, and I can see why everybody is so pleased with this head sculpt. It does look very, very good. We've got full T on the arms. These will go all the way around unrestricted. They are very stiff, so that's a good sign. We've got a swivel there at the top of the shoulder. We've got bicep flexion. Is it double? Pretty much, yeah, but that looks like it's going to be for transformation. The wrist will swivel. The waist, does it? I don't know. Oh yes, it does. I wasn't sure. It was a bit stiff, but it does look like it moves a little bit. I'm not going to go too far. Again, this is first impression, so I don't know too much about the figure just yet. The legs will kick forwards, they'll kick backwards. There's obviously a knee bend, there's a swivel at the top of the hip, there's an ankle tilt and rock, and again, it all looks good. Let's have a look at the back. Everybody's going to love this. There's no hollow bits in the back of the calves. There's a teeny bit there. It's not too bad, and it looks like we can probably store loads of things on his back with that. But as far as first impressions go, that's painted, I think, not translucent. Yep, lovely Autobot logo there. I think this looks great. So what we're going to do for the rest of the video, we're going to get him in his alternate mode, and then we're going to come back, do some comparisons and do some other checks and display ideas as well. So we're going to come back right now, and he's going to be in his alternate mode. Okay, so we're back and he's in his alternate mode. Apologies for no transformation process on this video. That's because you've probably already seen there's a tutorial video I've uploaded separately already. Right, this again is a nice big chunky alternate mode. I think this one is really sort of, warranting his Voyager class price tag. It feels robust, it looks good. I know I said all this in the first part, but I just want to reiterate it again. And there's something that I do want to show you, even though, as I say, it wasn't the full transformation process. This is just it makes you sort of wonder why they do things like this now and again, because the amount of detail that is inside that cab there is crazy. Look, you've got the steering wheel, you've got all the extra detail all inside here. There's his head as well, obviously, but it's, I mean, that didn't have to be there at all. They could have just gone completely smooth with that. On the inside of the roof as well, there's just a bit of extra stuff. So I suppose that was just a nice little bit of a surprise. I think I've got to correct myself as well. I said that's painted, but obviously it is painted, but it's painted onto translucent plastic. So yeah, apologies for that. It obviously isn't just painted black plastic, but I wanted to show you that little bit anyway. And that clips should all fit in here quite neat. You saw it in the first part of the video as well, how stiff my particular copy is, and I mean, it really has been quite awkward to get it all to transform, but it does all fit together nicely, which is good. I didn't attach this in the first part, so I'm definitely going to be attaching this right now. So if I attach that, he says, and then struggled to get it to fit in, is that going to tab in as well? There we go, so that fits there. The axe, we didn't really look at this, but it is great. It's lovely. That translucent, I really like translucent plastic. I know some people don't, but I really think that looks good. And it's extendable, which we'll see in much more, I suppose, detail when we've got him back in robot. I'm just looking, I'm sure it was Mark Maher who did some things where you can put the blast effect in here, but then you can't put it there on the back of the truck. You could perhaps slightly angle it there, maybe like that, so it looks like it's thrusting away, but it just about fits. You have got to angle it quite awkwardly, to be honest, but it's just, again, I suppose it's just another little bonus thing that you can do with all of these. Right, let's have a look though. So you can see that all the wheels are, of course, on their own individual little pegs, which is fine. There's some bonus little wheels that were tucked in pretty much under the torso. The detail for the lights is really good. I've already pointed out that I was wrong for that part there, and everything underneath again is tucked away nice and neatly. Now there's quite a few 5mm holes on here, which suggests to me that in the future something is going to be coming, whether it be a trailer, whether it be the wing set that I've seen a third-party company's already going to make already. I'm just looking at this. Do they get, no, you can actually put something in the wheel, but it will completely rotate all the time with it. You can put so many guns, so many accessories. This is going to be Bot Bender's dream, to be honest. He's going to be able to go to town with all of the things that you can do, and things I'm sure that he's going to work out that you can attach to this particular figure. In fact, I might have a play around with the I think his name was Magnesius or something like that, the Rock Lord, and see what I can come up with this as well. With regards to size, as I said, he does feel like a nice big Voyager class. There's your deluxe Jurassic Park Jeep. This is Masterpiece Trailbreaker. So again, it's big. It is bigger than this, but we are talking completely different price range and scale as well. And I do have, I've just got all crossovers available to hand at the moment. That is, of course, the Voyager class. I think they're classing it as Voyager class. Anyway, it's the obviously Stranger Things crossover. Now, I know this is just to give you an idea of size, not to show you, not for you to display, but you know, lots of people on this channel collect loads of different figures and scales, etc. So that is a new age figure compared to it, which makes it look absolutely tiny. So to be honest, there isn't really much more to say about this particular mode. It looks good, it serves its purpose. I definitely expect something else to perhaps be added with this or upgraded in the future though, just because I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the roof 7. Yeah, I'm thinking that they're going to be perhaps doing something else with this, but in the meantime, that is it for the alternate mode. We're going to come back for the final time with him in his robot mode and see how he displays and looks with his accessories. Oh, okay, then back for the final time with him in his robot mode, and just another couple of little updates to this, because obviously as I've had more time to play around with him, I've noticed that the knee joints can be quite loose. You can see that there is a big gap there. Now I'm lucky at the moment that he does stand up relatively well, and I'm just going to see how far I can lean him back before he actually falls. He's not too bad. It just does that when I was just transforming it did feel a little bit loose, but obviously it perhaps wasn't as bad as what I thought. And also you can spin this here and you can turn the elbow out that way as well, which is another little brilliant bit of articulation that I saw. To be honest, I saw that on the back of the box. You can see that there where he spun the arm around, so you can get him to be able to he says, now I'm going to hopefully try to do this, extend this out into one hand, and then, in fact, I'm going to have to go through both, aren't I? So yeah, so what I'm going to have to do is slide through. Oh, didn't want that to happen. Push that all the way through. Oh, and he should then, as I say, by spinning all of these arms and elbows around, let's have a look if I can get it there. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty much what I wanted to do. And will it balance still with it? It will, even though it's huge. he'll still balance with it. And again, I think it looks great. If I could turn it that way, just so you can see how good that accessory actually looks. Yeah, there you go. And he's still got, of course, all of these 5mm points on him, which you can put either blast effects in, put it in the axe. That'll probably tip it over though, to be honest. And of course other guns and weaponry. And of course, as I said, they're not called fossilized anymore, they're the rock lords, where you can put them as well. There's the lovely fact that you can of course just straighten out that foot as well. So there we go. I think that looks brilliant. That's probably one of the best bit of posing I've ever done on any figures, because I'm not the greatest at posing figures, to be honest. You can also of course put this into the back of him there. Is that the same on there? I've also seen on the instructions as well that this actually comes apart, as in, oops, it's in 2 pieces, which you can then of course, yeah, by the looks of this, mine came already in the 1 piece. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I'm definitely not going to do that. In the instructions it looks like that bit comes separate, but I'm not going to take that out now looking at that, because it looks far more sturdy than I thought it would be. And that tab definitely does tab into there as well. All right, before we move on to a few other figures, let's bring in the animated universe ones from Legacy already. And as I keep saying, these are just brilliant. They're completely expanding my knowledge and taking me a little bit out of my comfort zone as well, with figures that I don't really know too much about, but I'm sure you'll agree that they look great. So let's just move them quickly out of the way. Let's do this one next, actually, just because he's closest to hand, so not as big. Oh, this one's very, very loose, and maybe not even he might not be transformed correctly either, but you can see again where they've got the lovely homages from. And again, I think they look good together, to be honest. That's definitely the translucent windows though. There he is with them. We've got of course a couple of obligatory Optimus Prime comparisons. I'm not going to bring out every single Optimus Prime because we'll be here all day. We've got the Netflix and we've got the Gamer, so you can see that he's nice and big as well, to be fair, as in holds his own with regards to these sort of newer versions of him. And he is, yeah, he's only a bit smaller than the Reactivate one. Right, let's bring in just a few other mainline figures before we bring in some, of course, of the third parties. In fact, I didn't bring him in. I should bring him in. Gotta have him as well. G1 Optimus Prime. Excuse the glare. Right, so we've got Voyager class, we've got Deluxe class, and of course core class is Optimus anyway, so that is how big he is for your scale reference for your mainline figures. With regards to third-party companies, Iron Factory, or that's Iron Factory as well, in fact that's a better example. Iron Factory, typically New Age is going to be Optimus Prime as well. Magic Square is going to be Trailbreaker, and then even though these don't scale, again it's just for size, none of them scale, that's Dr. Wu. So yeah, nice big, as I said, nice big, good, robust animated universe Optimus Prime. I'm quite, well, not quite, I am impressed with this, to be honest. I'm more intrigued to see what else happens with this. If anything I can remember is that means we should be getting, I would imagine, a Motormaster use of this mold at some particular point as well. But to be honest, there isn't really much more to say about him. I think he looks great. Mine does have really stiff joints. That is something to be aware of. Which that isn't usually a negative, but it perhaps is. When I did the transformation, this did actually fully pop off at one particular point, but it just easily attaches back on, no issue. But that is something I wanted to share with you, and I think that's all I'm going to be saying about him. A great addition to this Legacy United lineup. Let me know what you think of him in the comments, guys. Take care.